Hi everyone, welcome to Impact Academy. So today let us look at Indian Polity. Okay, one more model paper. So this is model paper number 14. So who is said to be the first political prisoner in Andhra? Okay, so this is not exactly polity. It is a part of AP history also. So anyway, so which who is said to be the first political prisoner of Andhra is Gadicharla Harisarvatma. Okay, so that comes more in AP history. One question got mixed. Anyway, no problem. So the Constituent Assembly for Undivided India first met on 9th December 1946. Okay, so these questions are sometimes asked, especially at group 2 level, because there are 75 questions, you never know. So there are many of these, like when was the Indian flag for the first time what you say declared, or when did the preamble come into force, and all those things. Okay, it will be around from 1946 to 1951. In between these things, several dates will be there. Okay, so all these things will be there. Try to remember as much as you can. Okay, the Constituent Assembly for Undivided India, that is before 1947, for the first time met on 9th December 1946. Okay, so in a parliamentary form of government, real powers of the state are vested in the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister. So if you look at the President, it is article number 52. President is article number 52. Vice President is 63. But President is only nominal head. So article number 74. Council of Ministers to aid and advise the President. So this is about the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. Article 74, very important. Article 75, other provisions as to ministers. So both 74 and 75 together are related to the Council of Ministers. And in a parliamentary form of government, real powers of the state are vested with the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister. Okay, very important. So when the Constituent Assembly for the first for the India, okay, Parliament of India reassembled on 31st October 1997. Okay, it's reduced membership first. So we are talking about Constituent Assembly when it reassembled on 1997. Its membership was 299. Okay, so try to remember. If not, no problem. The system of diarchy was introduced by such questions are frequently asked. Even in the recent group one also, uh, we have seen questions being asked about what is it, this particular 1833 Act. Okay, when was uh, what is a bicameral legislature for the first time introduced? When was a separate electorate for Muslims? Sorry, the minorities. I think Muslims only. Okay, so when was it separate electorate for Muslims introduced? Okay, 1833. So all these things are being asked even today. So don't think such a question will not be asked. Okay, it's very important even today. And let us quickly look at these things. So regulating acts, Supreme Court, okay, 1774. I will be very fast because this is just a question and answer session. It's not the class. Okay. So regulating act of 1773, Supreme Court Supreme Court 1774, Governor of Bengal, first Governor General of Bengal, and that person was Lord Warren Hastings. And in 1833, you have William Bentinck, right? 1833, you'll have Lord William Bentinck, who was the first Governor General of India, and also here only you have this thing. Okay. Introduced law member. Okay, open competition was negated by this act. So remember, 1853 introduced an open competition for civil services. Very important. Okay, in 1833 also there was a provision for that, but it was negated. And you have provided for six. All this is fine. We are looking at all these are 19 1858 also is very important. You have Governor General of India has been changed into Viceroy, and first Viceroy is Lord Canning. Okay, after 1857 revolt, the administration has gone directly into the Crown, British Crown. No more East India Company. Okay, so all that is important. And see, these two are very important. Indian Councils Act of 1909 and Government of India Act of 1990. So this is called Morley-Minto reforms. It introduced separate electorate for Muslims. This was recently asked in Group 1 or Group 2, I believe. Okay, so this is very important, and this continued it. Okay, Government of India Act 1919 continued that communal representation, and it was extended to Sikhs, Christians, Anglo-Indian, Muslims, etc. Indian legislature became bicameral for the first time. That is also very important. But more important is it introduced diarchy. Okay, diarchy in provinces, that is states. So diarchy is a two-way system. You have transferred subjects and reserved subjects. So transfer subjects, governor with ministers also responsible. So some Indians also get some chance. But in the reserved subjects, most important items are put in the reserved subjects so that only the British can have full control. Okay, so the reserved subjects only governor and his executives. So no Indians are allowed. So this system of diarchy is to exclude Indians from any real power. Okay, so it was introduced in provinces, that is in states, in 1919. So it was a failure. So what they have done is in Government of India Act 1935, they abolished diarchy in the provinces and introduced in provincial autonomy in its place. And also, um, bicameralism we have seen first time in 1919. It was extended, and here abolished diarchy in the provinces and introduced diarchy in the center. Okay, that is also there. Try to remember that. Okay, federal court was set up. All these things. Anyway, let us continue with. All those are very important. We have seen multiple times. So the system of diarchy was introduced by the Government of India Act of 1919. Just now we have seen, which is also called as Montagu-Chelmsford reforms. Okay, Montagu-Chelmsford reforms. Okay, 1919 introduced system of diarchy for the first time in provinces. In 1935, it was abolished in the provinces and introduced in the center. Okay, union. So 1909 we have seen Councils Act. Okay, Parliamentary reforms for the first time separate electorate for Muslims. We have seen Indian Councils Act of 1982. All these things. Okay, very important. Okay, so Government of India Act 1990. Tauta, the act which gave a separate representation to the Muslim community during the British rule. So just now we have seen and recently, so people think these one-liners are not asked anymore. But recently we have seen one of the statement. Okay, Indian Councils Act of 1909. Okay, so if you have these one-liners very clear, it will definitely help you. Okay, so the act which gave a separate representation to the Muslim community during the British rule was Indian Councils Act of 1909. Okay, all these things are important. 1919 diarchy in provinces. Fine. So, from which of the countries Constitution of India has adopted fundamental duties? We have already seen what federalism from Canada. Okay, USSR we have seen fundamental duties, and USA we have seen fundamental rights and all those things. Okay, Japan procedure established by law, all those things. Okay. So the idea of including the emergency provisions in the Constitution of India has been borrowed from the Weimar Constitution of Germany, especially suspension of fundamental rights during the emergency provisions, everything. Okay, so all these emergency provisions have been taken from the Weimar Constitution of Germany, fundamental rights from USA, the 82 principles of state policy from Ireland, federal structure from Canada, and single citizenship from also Canada, I guess. Okay, just a minute. So the sources of the Constitution is very important. So from Government of India Act of 1935, federal scheme. So Canada, what did we take? Canada Federation with a strong center. Okay. So the federal scheme in general is GOI Act of 1935, emergency provisions, public service commissions, office of governor, judiciary, all these things from GOI Act of 1935. From the US also we have taken fundamental rights, independence of judiciary, impeachment of president, remove. See, impeachment of president is US Constitution, and you have Irish, okay? See, in Irish, you have method of selection of president. So don't get confused. Don't remember blindly, okay, president, US, not like that. Impeachment of president, okay? They tried to impeach Donald Trump, right? So remember like that. Impeachment of president, US, okay? Election of president, Irish. Directive principles, Irish constitution, very fundamental. Nomination of members to Rajya Sabha, that is also, again, nomination of members from Irish constitution, election of members from South African constitution. Don't get confused. And procedure for amendment of the constitution, South Africa, very prominent. Republic of Ideals, Liberty, Equality, Fraternity, that is from the French. Japanese, very easy, only one. Procedure established by law. So, Soviet Union, fundamental duties and the ideal of justice in preamble. Okay. So Germany, so Adolf Hitler, no rights, nothing. So remember like that. Okay. Germany, suspension of fundamental rights during emergency. Australia, this concurrent list trade. Australia is all about business, right? We have a lot of business contacts. So Australia is all about concurrent list, freedom of trade, commerce, intercourse, joint sitting of two houses of parliament. Okay, this is also Australia. Try to remember. So Canada, we have federation with a strong center, residue powers in the center, appointment of state governors by the center. So this concept of office of governor is from GOA Act 1935, but appointment of state governors is by and advisory jurisdiction of Supreme Court is also Canada. So from this section, a lot of questions can be asked and will be asked very frequently. So British is parliamentary government, rule of law, legislative procedure, single citizenship. Okay, single citizenship is from British, not Canada. Okay, cabinet system, writ system, prerogative writs, parliamentary privileges, and bicameralism also from British. Okay, all those are very important and frequently asked. So emergency provisions. Okay, emergency means Germany. So which article of Indian Constitution prescribes Hindi as the in Devanagari? So when it comes to these languages, it will go to 343. Okay, 331 and all that will be Anglo-Indians and that stuff. So if you look at language, so 331 is regarding representation of Anglo-Indian community in the House of People, reservation, all these things. Next, if you want to go to languages, 341 is scheduled caste, 342 is scheduled tribes. So starting from 343, it is the language. Okay, 343 is the official language of the Union. Part 17. 344 is Commission and Committee of Parliament on Official Languages. 345 is official language of state. 346 is official language for communication between state, etc., etc. So basically, so remember that 343 and all these subsequent are regarding languages. Language to be used in Supreme Court. Okay, up until 349 also, 350 also, all these things. So 350B is Special Officer for Linguistic Minorities. 350A facilities for instruction mother tongue at the primary stage. So all state government schools we see local languages, right? That is because of 350A. So 343 to all this up until 351 is all we've seen about languages. So 351 is development of Hindi language. So try to remember. So all these are 343, 341 is you can rule out. Okay, from 343 to 351 you have languages. So 342 and 341 you can outright rule out. Okay, 346 is there, but then you know 343. Which article of Indian Constitution prescribes Hindi in Devanagari script as the official language of the Union? It is 343. So 343 is the official language, Hindi in Devanagari script, and 345 is for language of state. 346 is the official language for communication between one state and the state and the Union. Okay, so 346, 343 come within the ambit of languages. 341, 342 is before that, right? 341, 342 is 341 is scheduled caste, 342 is scheduled tribes. Okay, so remembering the base articles. Okay, Election Commission 340 or 324. Okay, High Court, Supreme Court 124, High Court 226. So all these things, if you not 226, it is 214. Okay, so remembering these base articles will also help you eliminate some of the answers. Okay. So which of the following articles of the Indian Constitution guarantee equal opportunities in public employment to persons belonging to SC, ST and other minorities? So see, Article 14 is equality of law and equal protection of laws. Article 15 is non-discrimination based on caste, religion, sex, gender, all those things. And Article 16 talks about employment, right? So obviously here you're talking about employment and equality. So Article 16 outright you can put it. Okay, Article 17 is abolition of untouchability. 18 is titles. 19 is speech and assembly, movement, all those things, residence, profession. Okay, like that it goes on. 21 is life and liberty. That's very, very important. Even essay question comes on Article 21. Fine. So 22, all this comes with that arrest, detention, and all those things. 27 means you're going to religion. Fine. So try to remember fundamental rights, each and every article. So who was the member of the Rajya Sabha when first appointed as the Prime Minister of India? Who was the member of the Rajya Sabha who was first appointed as Prime Minister of India? So basically Indira Gandhi. So Indira Gandhi ji was the Prime Minister of India, but she was not member of the Lok Sabha. She was a member of the Rajya Sabha. Remember that. So the Balwant Rai Mehta committee suggested how many types of Panchayat Raj? 3 types of Panchayat Raj. Okay. So when it comes to Panchayat Raj system also, you have to go through all those things. Balwantrai Mehta Committee, Ashok Mehta Committee, okay, all those things. So it suggested a three-tier system of Panchayat Raj. Okay, so basically, what you say, municipal level, okay, town level, and what you say, village level, right? Gram panchayats and all those things we have seen, right? Assembly. I mean, you have elections for mayor, okay, councillor, corporator, and all these things. So that is the top level, top tier. Then you have for the sarpanch, okay, sarpanch, and you have ZPTCs and all. So basically, three-tier system, panchayat Raj system. Okay, and panchayat Raj system first time I think was adopted by Rajasthan. Okay, so who called the village panchayats as little republics? Charles Metcalfe. It's easy to get confused. You might think your village panchayats means Gandhiji, but that is Article 40. It's a Gandhian principle of directive principles of. Okay, Article 40 deals with village panchayats. Very, very, very important. Okay, you have to understand which is the Article 40 organization of village panchayat. So within the directive principles of state policy, you have to literally by heart starting from 36 to 51. Everything you have to by heart, including the subsections. 43A, B. Okay. Now we have B is cooperative society recently added. 97th Amendment Act, I guess. Right. Fine. Let us continue. So Charles Metcalfe said that village panchayats are little republics when the community development program was launched in India 1952. Okay, so after independence, immediately within 1 2 years, I mean after the what is the constitution came into being. Remember, 1952 community development program was first launched in India in 1952. So the general body of the Panchayat Samiti meets in once in 3 months. So the general body of the Panchayat Samiti meets in once in 3 months. The maximum duration of the 0 hour in Lok Sabha can be unspecified. Okay, there is no specified time. So first you have the question hour, and then you have the 0 hour. So sudden any urgent issues without any notice. Okay, you have the start questions in the question hour, start question, unstart question, short notice questions, and all those things we have seen, right? In the case of start question, you have a written question, written answer. Unstart, you have a oral answer which can be followed up with multiple questions, and it is followed by 0 hour. So the time is unspecified. So how many schedules did we have in our constitution at the time of its adoption? So at the time of adoption, we had 8 schedules. Very, very important. Okay. So we had 8 schedules, and all these schedules are also very important. First schedule deals with names of the states, union territories, extent, everything. Okay. Second schedule deals with the provision relating to emoluments and allowances, and third states with forms of oaths or affirmations. So the thing common here is judges, okay, CAG, judges, MPs. So CAG, judges, MPs, speakers. So what is the difference here? Speakers, president, governor, that is extra, okay. In schedule 2, you have president, governor, speaker, chairman, all these things, okay. In oaths or affirmations, you don't have that. You have the MPs and union ministers, judges, CAG, okay, judges, etc. So blindly, roughly remember that is second schedule. Third schedule is regarding oath, affirmations, emoluments, etc. Fourth schedule is allocation of seats in the Rajya Sabha to states and the union territories. So it's also very important. Fifth and sixth both are related to the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Fifth is control, administration and control of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes. Sixth one is exclusive to Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram, because the tribes there have not assimilated into the general culture. Seventh is union list, state list, concurrent list. Okay, 100, 61, 52. Eighth is languages. This is also very important. Originally it had 14 languages, but presently there are 22 languages. So among this you have uh, Sanskrit, okay, Tamil, Telugu, and Kannada, okay, Malayalam. They have classical status, and recently I think Farsi has been added in one of the classical status. Okay, and later on these were added. Latest to be added was Santali by 92nd Amendment Act 23. Anyway, till 8th schedule we had. So after independence, when we had the land sealing acts and all those anti-jamindari, what you say, basically land distribution acts, those were added in the 9th schedule. So this was added after the independence. So after independence, we have only 8 schedules. So this is ninth. 10th one is anti-defection. 52nd Amendment Act of 1985, also known as the anti-defection law. 11th and 12th deal with what is the 73rd and 74th Amendment Act of 1992. 73rd and 74th, 1992. This is about panchayats. This is about municipalities. 29 matters, 18 matters. Very important. So we had how many? Eight schedules. So the union territories are centrally administered areas. They are governed by president acting through an administrator. Okay, no confusion. Okay, they are governed by the president. Union territories are under the control of the president, not governor. Okay, president through an administrator. Next, the Constitution of India is republican because it provides for an elected president. So, if it is a democracy, because everybody has the right to vote, it is a republic because the president is elected. Okay, the president is elected. For example, in the case of British, you have the monarchical system. The king is so it's not a republic. Okay, it's a democracy because people can vote. So, similarly, India is both a republic and a democratic country. Who among the following was not a member of the Constituent Assembly established in July? Okay, obviously Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was never part of the Constituent Assembly. So others we have seen JB Acharya, JB Kripalani, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, KM Munshi. Okay, they were all part of the Constituent Assembly. So who among the following moved the objectives resolution? Immediately when there's an objective resolution, that is Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay, no more second thoughts, discussions. Okay, so objective resolutions, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, which formed the basis of the preamble. So remember this also. Objective resolutions is basis for preamble. And when was it? 1946, December 13, 1946, before the independence. The unitary system of government possesses which of the following advantages? Unitary system means strong center. So strong state. State here means strong central government. Okay. State means not the states. State is the the government basically. Not there won't be greater adaptability, greater participation by people, lesser chances of authoritarianism. All this is no. There is more chance of authoritarianism when you have strong unitary system. So unitary system of government means strong state. That is a strong government. Which one of the following is a basic feature of the presidential government? Single executive. Okay. So single executive like presidential government as we can see in the US. Okay, the Senate is different, the president is different. But here you have the prime minister who is president is the nominal head of the executive. Prime minister is the what is the working head of the executive. At the same time, he is the head of the legislature also. Okay, the prime minister only does the policies, and he is the head of the implementation also. Okay, so in the US system, the Senate will make the laws, and the president will be more responsible for execution of those laws. There is a difference. So to produce the constitution, the Constituent Assembly took 2 years, 11 months, 18 days. Try to remember that. It took 2 years, 11 months, and 18 days. Okay, 2, 11, 18. So who among the following can impose reasonable restrictions on the rights of the Indian citizen? The president. Okay. So the president has the reasonable restrictions. You may get confused. You may think Parliament. Okay. Easy to Supreme Court, or you may think, but it is the president. Okay, because even if the bill is passed in the parliament, it has to get the assent of the president. So ultimately, the president is the one who can impose reasonable restrictions on the rights of the parliament, rights of the Indian citizen. You may easily think the answer is parliament because the parliament makes laws to curtail the fundamental rights or anything, but it is the president who can impose reasonable restrictions. So cultural and educational rights. So fundamental. So if you look at the fundamental rights, so 14 to 8 is right to equality. Right to freedom is 19 to 22. All these are very, very important. Each and everything, including the subsections, you have to have by heart. Right against exploitation 23, 24. Okay, prohibition of traffic in humans, forced labor, prohibition of employment in children in factories. So 25 to 28 is okay. 25, 26, 27, 28 is regarding religion. Cultural and education rights 29, 30. Okay. So 31 is repealed. 32 is very, very, very important. Okay. 32 is right to move the Supreme Court for enforcement of fundamental rights, the original writ jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, certiorari, and quo warranto. Okay, so we've seen cultural and education rights 29, 30. Okay, 26, 27, 28, 29, they come under the religion. Okay, 31 is repealed. Okay, 30 is part of this cultural and education rights. Again, 28, 29, 30, they are that religion. Okay, related to religion. 26, 27, 28. Okay, 26, 27, 28. That's what, right? Religion, right to freedom of religion, 25. 25, 26, 27, 28. Fine. So 23, 24, right to explain. So try to remember in these blocks. Okay, then it will be easy. So which of the following is not a fundamental right? Right against exploitation, 23-24. Right to constitutional remedies, Article 32. Right to property, previously it was a fundamental right, but it was removed. Now it is Article 300A. It is a legal right, no more a fundamental right. Cultural and education right, Article 29-30. Okay, just now we have seen. So which of the following items comes out of the concurrent list? So local government, state list, citizenship, central list, I mean union list, interstate, reverse. Okay, trade unions comes under the concurrent list. Fine, remember this. And concurrent list, just look at what are the various things that come under the concurrent list. Okay, very important. Which of the following is not included in the state list? So police is in the state list. That is why you can see law and order, police, and all this agriculture. Okay, prisons and all these things come under the state list. CPC, criminal procedure code, judiciary, and everything comes under the, okay, defense, banking, postal department. All those things come under the union list. The levying of which of the following taxes is outside the jurisdiction of the municipal corporation? Okay, municipal corporation can levy house tax, vehicle tax, land tax, but not property tax. Okay, remember that. So National Capital Territory of Delhi has been constituted by the 69th Amendment Act. Try to remember. Okay, it has been constituted by the 69th Amendment Act. So who among the following was the Finance Minister of India in the interim government during 1946 to 1947? So okay, R.K. Shanmugam Chetty. So John Mathai, we've seen estimates committee, if I believe. Okay, Vallabhbhai Patel. John Mathai is the estimates committee, and committee on public undertakings is Ashok Menon. Okay. So R.K. Shanmugam Chetty was the finance minister during the interim government before independence. So which group of articles relate to the relationship of the president and the council of ministers? I already told you, right? 52 is president, 63 is vice president, 74 and 75 is related to the council of ministers. So 52 is president, 63 is vice president. Okay, 72 very important, power of president to grant pardons. Next, 74, 75, Council of Ministers to aid and advise the president, that is the Prime Minister and his ministers. Other provisions as to ministers. And 78 is duties of Prime Minister as respect to furnishing of information to the president. Again, very important. So, simply 74, 75, and 78. Very, very important. The Election Commission was converted into 3-member commission in the following year, 1990. Okay, try to remember. Previously, there was only one election commissioner. Now it is a 3-member body. The high courts in India were first started at Bombay, Madras, and Calcutta. Okay, we have seen already. This we are not taking up the Supreme Court. That is 7074. We have seen regulating at high courts. High courts was first started at Bombay, Madras, and Calcutta. Okay, in 1886 we have seen Allahabad High Court and etc. Even before that, Bombay, Madras, and Calcutta. So the Constitution gives the powers of superintendence over all subordinate courts to the High Courts under Article 227. So 226 is the bridge jurisdiction of the High Court. So 227 is it gives powers of superintendence over all subordinate courts to the High Courts. So High Courts are starting from 214. Okay, so 124 is Supreme Court. Okay, 124 is Supreme Court. 131 is original jurisdiction. 132 appellate. 130 is seat of Supreme Court, and 142 enforcement of decrees, very important. 136 special leave to appeal, very important. 143 is advisory jurisdiction of Supreme Court. All those are very important. Then High Court will start at 214, right? 214 is High Courts. So 214 High Courts. So 226 is writ jurisdiction of High Court. Okay, 227 is power of superintendence over High Courts by all other courts by High Court. 228 is transfer of certain cases to High Court. So if the High Court wants, it can ask to transfer any case to itself. Okay, from the district courts. So 227, 228 is about powers. Okay. So 226 is writ jurisdiction. 227, okay, is superintendence over other courts. 228 is transfer of those cases into the High Court. So 229 is officers and servants and the expenses of High Courts. Okay, not very important per se. So anyway, so which of the following pair is correctly matched? Power of Parliament creating a new state, equality before law, both India and non-Indian citizens. Power of state legislature altering the name of the state, equality of opportunity, Indian citizen. So altering the name of the state is with the, so I think This is not the, this is the correct option. Okay. So power of parliament has to create a new state. So it's the parliament which has the power to create a new state. State legislature does not have the power to alter the name of the state. So that also is with the parliament. So this doesn't make much sense. So anyway, which of the following is correctly matched? I think this is the correct option. Power of parliament to create the new state. Don't go with this option. This is the correct option. So which of the following is are instances of violation of human rights? A person was detained by the security forces while going for casting vote. So definitely violation of human rights. Civilian was killed by the army while undertaking combating operations. So if it's a civilian killed by army, even that is a violation of human rights. Both A and B. So which of the following are envisaged as being part of the right against exploitation, Article 23-24. Prohibition of traffic in human beings for forced labor, yes, definitely. Abolition of untouchability is Article 17, not under this. Protection of interest of minorities, yes, under right against exploitation. Prohibition of, no, this is under cultural and educational rights, 29-30. So not under 23-24, right against exploitation. Prohibition of employment of children in factors and mines, Article 24. Okay, this is Article 23, this is Article 24. Say A and D. A and D is the right answer. So that is the reason you have to know fundamental rights by heart, each and every article. In which of the following ways can Indian citizenship be acquired? By descent, by registration, by naturalization. All these things. We have seen a detailed session on Indian citizenship somewhere. Okay, go through that. So who among the following was a deputy prime minister? All of the above. Okay, G.L. Nanda, Devilal, L.K. Advani, they all been deputy prime ministers. So Knesset is the name of Parliament of Israel. Fine. Israel Parliament is Knesset. Remember. The National River Conservation Directorate functions under the Ministry of Environment and Forest. Okay, river conservation is environment and forest. Among the following persons whose birth anniversary is celebrated as Sadbhavana Divas and death anniversary as Anti-Terrorism Day, Rajiv Gandhi. Okay, his death anniversary is Anti-Terrorism Day and birth anniversary is Sadbhavana Divas. Who of the following has not been a Chief Justice of India? So, R.C. Lahoti, V.N. Khare, and G.B. Patnaik. They are all Chief Justice of India. Okay, they have acted as Chief Justice of India. Okay, first one is Mr. Kanaya, H.J. Harilal Kanaya. Okay, if I am not wrong. S.S. Gill has not been a Chief Justice of India. These other three are Chief Justice of India. So, who has the authority to remove the Vice President from his office before the expiry of his term? Okay, the Raj Sabha. Not the Supreme Court, not the Parliament, not the Lok Sabha. In this particular case, it is the Rajya Sabha. Okay, so the Vice President will address the resignation to the President. Okay, so but specifically speaking, the resolution, if they want to be removed before the expiry of his term, the resolution has to be passed in the Rajya Sabha. Okay, so which one of the following is a function of the pro tem speaker? That means before swearing members of the House and hold the charge till a regular speaker is elected. Okay, so for the regular speaker to be elected, the MLA have to take charge, okay, or the MPs have to take charge. So for that, there is a temporary pro tem speaker. Okay, the pro tem speaker, he will swear in the members of the House and hold charge until a regular speaker is elected. So the deputy chairman of the Rajya Sabha is elected by the Rajya Sabha from against his members. But the chairman of the Rajya Sabha is by default the Vice President of India. Right now, I think it is Sri Dhankar. Okay, Jagdish Dhankar, if I am not wrong. Just cross it. So which of the following are functions to which the scope of the discretionary powers of the governor is limited? Okay, select the correct answer. Which of the following are the functions to which scope of discretionary power? So dismissal of minister is not at the discretion of the governor. It has to be on the advice of the cabinet. The appointment of chief minister. Okay, so that also he has to invite that party which has the majority, but he has the discretionary powers. Okay, which of the following are functions to which the scope of discretionary powers of the governor is limited? Yes. So the appointment of the chief minister. Okay, so all these things are in a way discretionary power of the government. Okay, the governor can give assent to the bill, he can withhold the bill, he can send it back. The dissolution of the legislative assembly. If the governor feels that there is a breakdown of constitutional machinery, then he can ask for president rule. So in a way, he can dissolve the assembly, or if the house loses the confidence, etc. Okay. So basically, so in the dismissal of a minister, okay, the appointment of chief minister, the dissolution, all these things. So you can say ABCD, ABC and D, not just BC and D, all cases ABC and D. The discretionary powers of the governor is limited only. Even a minister, he cannot just dismiss like that. It has to be on the aid and advice of the council of ministers. So his discretionary power is limited in all these cases. Okay, the discretion power is there, but it is limited. It has to be on the aid and advice of the cabinet. Chief minister of all states are ex officio members of the National Development Council. Okay, very important. Finance Commission, Article 280, once in 5 years by the President. Okay, Interstate Council, Article 263. Planning Commission is a non-constitutional body. It's not even a statutory body. Such questions are frequently asked. So, who is responsible for the observance of the rules of business of the state government? State government means Chief Secretary. Okay, because Chief Minister, Governor is just the nominal head. Advocate General is looking after the law department. Chief Minister, according to the Constitution, the Chief Minister need not have any educational qualifications, so he can be a layman also. So it is the Chief Secretary who is the IAS officer, is responsible for the rules of business of the state government. So one feature distinguishing the Rajya Sabha from the Vidhan Parishad is indirect election. Okay, in the Rajya Sabha you have what is a nominated members and some form of election. In the Vidhan Parishad there is a indirect election. Okay, no, sorry. In the Vidhan Parishad, that is the Legislative Council of the state, there is some form of direct election. If you look at the Legislative Council, okay, you have the teachers constituency, graduate constituency, MLA constituency. So if it is the teachers constituency, only the teachers can vote. If it is the graduate constituency, only the graduates can vote. So in one way, in the Vidhan Parishad, you have a form of direct election, not exactly indirect election, right? There, even though it is not like adult suffrage, everyone can vote, not like that. Only a particular what you say, if it is the teachers means only teachers can vote. So, but even then, the teachers are also what you can say, they are not MLAs or MPs or anything. So, in a one way, it is a direct election. So, Vidhan Parishad is the legislative council of the states. There is some form of direct election, but when it comes to Rajya Sabha, it is indirect election. It is not direction election, direct election. Okay. So tenure of membership is also 6 years, 6 years, both case. Nomination is there, 12 members. Okay, 12 members to the Rajya Sabha. Power of impeachment and all those things are fine. So indirect election, you can say, is more related to the Rajya Sabha. So by what time during national emergency can the duration of the state legislative assembly be extended by law of parliament for 1 year only? So after 1 year, you can extend for n number of times. Okay, but it has to be taken by the state legislative assembly. Okay, duration of the state legislative can be extended by the parliament for 1 year. Okay, during the national emergency, not 2 years, not 3 or anything, for 1 year. So which of the following pair is true? Article 169, abolition and creation of legislative councils. Okay, so let us look at 164, 165, all these things. Okay, 164, starting from 164. So 163 is Council of Ministers to aid and advise the governor. 164 is so basically just like how we have seen. So governor is 153, right? Governor is 153, and 163, 164 is Council of Ministers, Chief Minister, all those things, right? So what is saying here? 164 is Chief Minister appointment. No, that is wrong. 165 is members of State Policy Service Commission. So 165 is Advocate General. So that is wrong. Remember this. Advocate General is 165. So 169, 170. So 169 is abolition or creation of legislative councils in the states. Very important because recently Andhra Pradesh we have tried to abolish the legislative council, and also constitution of legislatures in states. That is 168. Okay, so this legislative assembly, all these things 168. So 169 is true. 170 is composition of legislative assembly. Okay, so 170 is composition of legislative assembly, not legislative council. So legislative council is 171. So okay, so 171 is composition of legislative council, 170 is composition of assembly. Fine. So 170 is assembly, 171 is council, and 163, 164 are regarding what is ministers and chief minister all that time. So 169 is abolition of creation of council. So only this one is true. Others are wrong. So which one of the following is not a function of the election commission? To recognize and de-recognize political parties is a function. To prepare electoral rolls, fine. To superintendence and direct and control of elections, all this is under the Election Commission, Article number 324. So to select candidates for election is not the duty of the Election Commission. So which one of the following pair is not correctly matched? Union list, war and peace, yes. State list, local governments, yes. Concurrent list, stamp and duties. Education list is under concurrent list. Education, okay, is forests, weights and measures, all those things are under concurrent list. That means both central and state can do laws. So which of the following statements is not correct with regard to the functions performed by planning commission? So it makes recommendations to the president with regards to distribution of proceeds of taxes between union and states is a textbook definition of the finance commission outright. Okay, no confusion. Finance commission recommends the distribution of proceeds between taxes between union and 42. Okay, currently I believe it is 41% to the states. Anyway, so what does the planning commission do? It makes assessment of the material, economic and human resources of the country. Correct. It formulates plans for the most effective and balanced utilization of country progress. Okay, it appraisers time to time progress made in the execution of each stage of plan and all this nonsense. So um, so basically planning commission means just by looking at the statements you can make out easily. So all these belong to the planning commission, but planning commission is not even a constitutional body, it is not even a statutory body also, but it has become more powerful than the finance commission, which is a article number 280. It's a constitutional body. So this is the definition of the finance commission. Okay, all others are related to planning commission. Planning commission is currently is abolished, is no more there. Niti Aayog has taken its place. Okay, so which of the following statements about CAG, Comptroller and Auditor General is okay? So CAG is CAG will 148. Okay, very important. So Comptroller and Auditor General is 148. Duties and powers of Comptroller Auditor General 149. Form of accounts of Union States 150. Audit reports 151. So it's going to the states. So 148 is CAG. What is asking? Which of the following statements about CAG are not correct? So he has been debarred from holding any office of profit. Yes. His salary and emoluments are on consolidated fund of India. Yes. He has no direct access to the parliament and no minister can represent him. Is true. The Advocate General and the Attorney General can sit in the parliament, not the CAG, but his reports are submitted, okay, to the parliament. He cannot disallow any expenditure which, in his opinion, violates the constitution. He has this power also. Okay, he can disallow any expenditure which he thinks is violates the constitution. The Veerappa Moily Commission, in its report on administrative reforms, among other aspects, has suggested doing away with which of the following articles? Article 310 and 311. Okay, what are 310 and 311? Okay, so 310 is tenure of office of persons serving in the union or state. 311 is dismissal, removal, or reduction in rank of persons held in civil capacities under the union or state. Okay, so 312 is very important, all India services, and 315 is UPSC, APPSC, and all those things come under 315. So Article 310 and 311, Veerappa Moily Commission on Administrative Reforms has suggested to do away with this Article 310 and 311. So the functions of the UPSC can be extended by the Parliament. Just now we have seen Article number 315, 315. Okay, functions of UPSC can be extended by Parliament. The source of maximum income to Panchayat Raj is from government grants. Okay, not much of local taxes. Okay, union government share them and all this. Okay, the government grants are the major source of income for the Panchayat Raj institution. The 79th Amendment Act of the Indian Constitution related to reservation of SCs and STs in the Lok Sabha. So currently we have already seen the latest, I believe, is 104. So we already seen the amendments, constitutional amendments. The okay. So the latest is 104th Amendment Act of 2020 provides reservation for up to 2030. Okay, currently it is 1. So every 10 years that comes. So currently is 104th. Previously there was 79th. Okay, fine. So which of the following can be provided under RTI Act 2005? constitutional disclosure relating to information of intellectual property can be provided under RTI Act 2005. So information related to cabinet papers and all that is confidential. Information leading to disclosure that may constitute contempt of court, that is also you cannot go against courts. Information leading to incitement of an offence, that is also it is you cannot provide the information. So conditional disclosure related to intellectual property is fine under RTI Act 2005. So panchayat elections 6 months. Okay. So if the panchayats are dissolved, elections have to be held within 6 months. So that is why Constitution 73rd Amendment Act 73rd and 74th of 1992 have been brought in as constitutional amendments, because even after for many years these panchayat elections, municipal elections have been postponed in the past. So in order to make it a compulsion, they brought in the 73rd and 74th Amendment Act. Okay. So the office of Lokpal and Lokyukta in India is based on which of the following? Ombudsman in Scandinavian countries. Okay, so in the Scandinavian countries, there is this concept of ombudsman. So the need for constitution junction to village panchayats was first developed by the LM Singhvi Committee. So all these are committees for Panchayat Raj system, but in the LM Singhvi Committee, the need for constitutional junction to village panchayats was first developed. Okay. So which of the following is the apex? Is at the apex of the subordinate criminal court? So Supreme Court is whole India, High Court is the whole state. Okay. So within the subordinate criminal courts, Court of Sessions judge is the apex of the subordinate criminal courts. So the Finance Commission is mainly concerned with recommending to the President about distribute of the net proceeds of taxes within the center and the states, which is the textbook definition we see, and principles governing the grant in aid to the states also. So both these things are the major duties of the Finance Commission, both 1 and 2. So which functionary can be invited to give his opinion in the parliament? As I said, in the parliament, attorney general and advocate general in the states. Okay, though they can sit in the parliament and give the opinion, they cannot vote. Okay, the CAT cannot go. Chief Election Commissioner, Chief Justice, they cannot go to the parliament. Okay, it's the attorney general and the advocate general in the respective area. Who held the office of the Vice President of India for 2 consecutive terms? Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. Okay, he held office of Vice President for 2 consecutive terms. The Rashtriya Lok Yukta should be headed by the retired Supreme Court judge. Okay, Lokpal and Lok Yukta. So Lok Yukta in the states has to be headed by the retired Supreme Court judge. Identify the economic pressure groups from the following. So trade unions. Trade unions are economic pressure groups. Okay. Okay. So all these things. Sorry, not trade union. Basically, economic pressure groups. So all these are economic, because they in private corporations, they have a lot of economic power. Okay, if someone from Reliance, he can go and talk to the Prime Minister directly, right? Professional organizations, these trade chambers, trade unions, these trade chambers, this FICCI and all these things we've seen, right? International Chamber of Commerce, etc. So all these things wield economic pressure. Okay, so they are called as economic pressure groups. In 2005, the Prime Minister Manmohan Singh appointed which of the following committee to inquire social, economic, political conditions of minority Muslims? So, as I said already multiple times, Muslims means immediately Sachar committee. Okay. So Sarkariya Commission means State relations. Okay. Sarkariya Commission and Punchi Commission, all those things. Sachar committee means Muslims. Okay. And it was done in 2005 by Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. So when did Niti Aayog was set up? 2015. Immediately after in 2015, when the NDA government came to the power, they set up Niti Aayog. They removed the Planning Commission, and in the next year, 1st January of 2015, they set up Niti Aayog, and 2017 GST. Okay, and all those things you have to remember. So journal councils headed by Home Minister. We've seen all the some questions, right? So again, northern, obviously northern will be see, Southern Journal Council will be Chennai, right? Easy to make out. A4, South Chennai, and Western will be Mumbai. Okay. North will be Wait. So not the central. Central will be Allahabad and north will be New Delhi. So here there is a mistake. Both 3 3 came, but C is 2. So south Chennai easy to make out. Okay, northeastern I believe is Assam. Okay, northeastern is Assam. South is Chennai, and west means what is this, Mumbai. North is New Delhi. Central is Allahabad, UP. Now it is Prayagraj. Okay. So the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights was set up in 2007 March. Okay, 2005 means not September. 2005 means RTI Act. Okay, and Biodiversity Act. All these things will come in 2005. Uh, so anyway, National Commission for Protection of Child Rights. And when you say protection of child rights, the committee which comes to mind is Gurupada Swami. Okay, Gurupada Swami committee is this thing. Child rights. Okay, Sachar committee for Muslims, and Sarkaria Panchi Commission for State Religions. All these things. Okay, so this is last of the. So we have seen the model paper number 14. Okay, so thank you.